Hey, this is Dr. Paul with Chiropractic Personal Injury Marketing. Let me just share with you what we're doing. I'm actually creating personal injury attorney referrals for my clients. So you don't even have to talk to an attorney. You don't have to give an attorney a presentation. I'm actually doing that, and I actually do it once a month. And here's how it works, just briefly. I explain to you some of the easier attorneys to get versus some of the harder. We call those A, B, C attorneys. So I explained the difference so you can focus in on attorneys that are easier. So we get that list together. Now you do have to know documentation. So I do have to teach you high sensitivity, high relevancy documentation. And so we have our list and you know the documentation. And then I go over the marketing campaign with you. I go, okay, this is exactly how we're going to contact them to get them to what's called a typical lunch and learn. Now it's about 4 steps. In other words, they don't just drop everything and say, yeah, come on in. Here's all my referrals. It doesn't work that way. You actually have to sequence it through. So I share with you how that works, how to set up the meeting. And then what I do is I actually come in on Zoom. So we pick specific dates of the year during lunch. And then I come in on Zoom and actually do the educational sales presentation. That's what creates referrals, by the way. And what you do is you show up and you just have the lunch catered for the attorney and the staff, like Panera Bread or whatever. And then you just watch the presentation with them and handle any questions, because right after the presentation, the referrals start. So we immediately get 2 referrals after the very first presentation. So you need to be there to capture those referrals. And then I share with you exactly how to work them up to continue the referral process. So anyway, if you're interested in that system, it's a very specific system. So that's all you have to do is learn the documentation. I share with you how to get your list together. I share with you how to market the list to get to the presentation. And I come in and sell them. And I've got clients that don't do any presentations to any attorneys. I do all the presentations. I create all the referrals. And so if you're interested, give me a call. Again, I'm Dr. Paul, Chiropractic Personal Injury. And we do this once a month. Now, remember, you don't need a lot of attorneys to increase your business, $250,000, $500,000. Let's say you get 3 attorneys that are only referring you, say, 2 cases a month. So that's 6. And let's say your case average is $3,000. 3 times 6 is 18. So that's 18 over 12 months. Okay. That's over $200,000 from just 3 attorneys. Over $300,000. 3 times, let's say there's over $200,000. And that's from only 3 attorneys. And I'll share with you the statistics. 70% of the attorneys we target will get the meetings to. And out of 7 out of 10, we'll get anywhere from 4 to 7 to start referring cases. Those are the statistics. That's what happens with this presentation. That's how good this presentation is. So if you're interested in me selling your attorneys, and then what happens, you just do it once a month. So if you only picked up 1 attorney a month and you did that for a year, you're going to have about 6, 7, or 8 referring attorneys, anywhere from 1 to 3 cases a month. So let's say it's only 2, but you got 8. So that's 16. And let's say your case average was $3,000, 3 times 18, 18 and 36, 46, you're at 50. You're over $600,000 in 1 year. That's exactly how we increase our clients' business over $500,000 a year. I just literally told you. I just had a client last year, started with me seeing 70 visits a week. He called. This is exactly what we did. We got his practice up. We got his patient retention up, his practice up. We started doing the attorney sales. I just talked to him today. Last week, he saw 231 patient visits. He's hiring his first associate doctor 1 year later. And it's Dr. Devin. He's in Austin, Texas. And he's hiring his first associate doctor. And he averages 12 personal injury referrals a month. He increased his business his first year with me over $500,000. It was actually a little over $600,000 by what we just started. We took him from 70 visits a week to do 30, and he averages 12 PI cases a month. Now he's looking for an associate. In other words, he can't see anymore, but he's too busy. He can't grow anymore unless he brings on an associate doctor. So he even told me today he stopped all his marketing until he brings on an associate doctor because he can't handle anymore. See, this is what happens when you know marketing. This is how I was able to open 77 offices in 20 states, seeing over 600,000 patient visits a year. It makes a big difference when you know what you're doing. About $500,000 or more worth is what I mean. So if you're interested in the program, give me a call, Dr. Paul, and I'll review it with you if you have any questions. But all you've got to learn is the documentation. I sell the attorneys for you. Give me a call, Chiropractic Personal Injury Marketing. I'm at 954-740-2722.